Concept number 14, options. Options are contingent claims which gives the owner the right but not the obligation. Okay, so the owner, the buyer has a choice in this case. Either it can buy or sell an underlying asset. Okay, so the option buyer can sell as well. Okay, so there are two things. The buyer is of the option, and now it has an option. Either it can buy the underlying or it can sell the underlying. Okay, at a given price, which is called the exercise price or the strike price, while the seller is obligated to either sell or buy. If the buyer wants to buy, then the seller will have to sell the underlying. Okay, and vice versa. Options can be customized over the counter or it can be traded on exchanges as well. Then there are two kinds of options. American options. If the option to buy or sell can be exercised at any time up to or including the expiration date, which means that if today is the initiation when the contract has been entered into and this is the expiry, then American options allow the owner, the buyer of the option, to exercise it any time in between. That means on any particular day or any point in time, the owner can exercise its option. However, in case of European options, this option to exercise will be available only on expiry. So in case of European options, the buyer will have to wait until expiry to exercise the option. So naturally, American options are more flexible and European options are more rigid. And this is why European options trade cheaper than American options. Then, on the basis of the right to buy or right to sell, there are two types of option: call option and put option. We use call option when someone wants to bet upside. That means if the underlying is going upwards, in that case, the call option is used because it gives the buyer the right. See, the buyer will always have a right, no matter whether it is a call option or put option. This call will determine whether the buyer can buy, or this, if it is a put, then the buyer will have the right to sell. Okay, so this call and put will determine whether he can buy or he can sell. On the other hand, when we talk about the call option writer or the call option seller, then he will take the opposite position. If the buyer wants to buy, then he will have to sell the asset. And on the other hand, if the buyer wants to sell, then he will have to buy the asset. Okay, and in either case, the seller will be having the obligation. He does not have a choice. And why do you think the seller will allow the buyer to do so? Because the buyer is paying a price for this option. For this right, the buyer is making some payment, and that is called option premium. So this is the price of the option, which is nothing but the present value of the future cash inflows. Whatever benefit is expected out of this option, that is discounted and charged from the buyer in the form of option premium. Exercise or strike price, this is the price at which the asset is going to be purchased. So this is the price that is required to be paid at the expiry. Okay, so if this is the expiry and this is the initiation, so on the initiation of the contract, the buyer is required to pay only the premium amount, that is the option premium, which is, let's say, $10. And on the expiry, the buyer will be actually, if the buyer exercises the option that it will buy the asset, then the buyer will be required to pay the strike price. And if the strike price is decided at 100, this 100 will be decided right on the initiation itself. This will be decided at the time of initiation, but this is not required to be paid at initiation. This will be paid at the time of expiry. Okay, and if in case the buyer does not exercise this option, then it is not required to be paid. Buyer can simply go home without paying anything. But in that case, this premium of $10 will be lost. Concept number 15, types of positions under options. We understand that long means buyer. Okay, so whether it is a long call or long put, the long position always refers to buyer. And by looking at whether it is a call or put, we can see what right the buyer has. If it is a call, then he can buy, and if it is a put, then he can sell. Okay, and vice versa is the case with short call and short put. Then concept number 16, call option payoff, and concept number 17, put option payoff. Let us see this with the help of an example below. Concept number 18, let us discuss concept of moneyness and then we will take up the example. So what is moneyness? It refers to whether an option is in the money or out of the money. Now what does this mean? What does in the money mean? It means that if the option is exercised, then it will generate a positive payoff for the holder. That means if the option is going to make profit for the holder, then we say that the option is in the money. Similarly, it will be said out of the money if it is going to generate a negative payoff. That means it will be a loss. And at the money means that it is a no profit, no loss situation. There is neither a positive nor a negative payoff. Coming to this example, consider a July 40 call. So this is the way how an option is notified. First, there is an expiry date when this option is going to expire. Then it is the strike price, and then whether it is a call option or a put option. Okay. In case of call option, you will also see a symbol like CE, and in case of put, we see an option like PE. This means that it is a European call option, and PE means it is a put European option. Okay. So consider a July 40 call and a July 40 put, both on a stock that is currently selling for $37 per share. So this is the current market price, that is CMP, and we have to calculate how much these options are in or out of the money. To determine the moneyness of the option, whether it is in the money or out of the money, we have to see whether we are making a profit or loss, right? So let us first consider the call option. When the call option buyer will be making a profit, if the stock price is above the strike price, he has made an upside betting. So the call will be in the money only if the current market price is higher than the exercise price or the strike price. But in the given case, we see that the current market price is 37 and the exercise price is 40. So the current market price is less than the exercise price. Hence, this call is out of the money, and the by how much? That is $3, right? 37, and the difference between 37 and 40 is 3. So similarly, the option July 40 put, the put option will be in the money because the put holder wishes that the price of the stock should fall, and in this case the price has fallen to 37, right? So the difference between the exercise price and the current market price is your answer to the question. That is, this put option is $3 in the money. Next example, we have an exercise price of $40. The call premium is given as $3. Put premium is 0.75. Calculate the profit to the long and short positions for both the put and call. So we have long and short positions for both put and call. So there will be 4 instances. First, there will be a long call, then there will be long put, then there will be short call, and there will be short put. And what are we required to calculate? We are required to calculate the profit. So there is a difference between calculating payoff and profit. Okay. For payoff, we use the formula. For call, the payoff is given by ST minus X. This means stock price on expiry minus the exercise price. If this is positive, well and good. If this is not positive, then it can at the lowest be 0. Why it cannot be negative? Because it is a right. If there will be a negative payoff, then the call holder will not exercise it. Simple. and hence his payoff can be at the lowest 0. Similarly, for put, the payoff is given by X minus ST, that is exercise price minus the stock price on expiry, and this can also be at the lowest 0. Now these are for the long positions, and in case of short you can just make the payoff negative. Okay, so now let us consider this case. We are given with two cases. First, stock price on expiry is $35. Take the first instance, that stock price as on expiry is $35. So what will be the payoff for long call? This is given by ST minus X. What is ST? That is 35. And what is X? X is given by exercise price, that is 40. So 35 minus 40 is negative 5, right? But this cannot be negative. It can at max be 0. So the payoff for long call is going to be 0. But we are not required to compute payoff. We are required to compute profit. So to calculate the profit or loss, we have to consider the payment of premium as well. This payoff means what amount he is going to receive as a result of this contract. As a result of this option, either he will gain something or he will not gain anything. So in this case, he is not gaining anything, but he has already paid the call premium, right? So that will be reduced from the payoff, and ultimately it is a loss for the option buyer. And whatever is the loss for long position, it will be the profit for the short position, right? So it will be a positive 3 for the short position. Then in case of put, the payoff is given as X minus ST. So X is 40 in this case and ST is 35. So this is positive 5 in this case. So 40 minus 35, that is positive 5. But then out of this he has also paid the premium, and the premium amount in this case is 0.75, right? So his final profit comes out to 4.25. And if the long position is gaining, then the short position must be losing. So that is minus 4.25. Alright, now let us repeat this for scenario 2 as well, when the stock price is as on expiry is 43. So in that case, the position for long call will be ST minus X, that is 43 minus 40, but he has already paid a premium of 3, so his final profit comes out to 0. Although his payoff was positive, but his profit is 0. And in case of put, long put, the payoff is going to be 0 because the stock price has risen above the exercise price. So in this case, the value of the option will become 0, but he has already paid a premium of 0.75. The put premium is 0.75. So the loss comes out to minus 0.75. Okay. And in case of short position, short call, it is going to be 0. And for short put, it is going to be positive 0.75. While doing similar problems in exam, I'll suggest that you keep this formula in mind and do this calculations quickly. If you would go by logics, then it will take you a little longer, which is not in your best interest while sitting in exam. Okay, so for any logical calculations, you can do it right now when you are practicing it. But in your exam, it is recommended that you use these formulas because these are no-brainer. You just have to put in values and your answer will be right in front of you.